Hello and welcome to the Philippines. This is an update to the Ayala Mall Metro Department Store fire that happened in January 2018. This fire burned for several days. It was declared under control a number of times, and then the wind would come in and kick it up. Firefighters had a hard time because of all the smoke in the mall. Had a difficult time getting to the fire, finding out the source of the fire and fighting it. I've heard reports from people who knew people who were in the mall, had cars down in the parking area. They said that it was very difficult to find their car. The parking area was full of smoke and very difficult. Lights were out, very difficult to find their vehicles to get out of there. And anyway, the building is no longer burning. Today is April 18th. So the fire went out back in January, and I believe it happened like the first week of January. And I've got some updates. They've got a couple stores open inside of the mall now. This is what the outside looks like now. And has not been demolished yet. Just a couple days ago, here in mid-April, they opened up a store inside of the mall. They've been setting up several areas inside of the mall with different items, but they have set up inside of the mall a larger section across from where they used to be, a Metro grocery store section. And like I say, throughout the mall, they've set up sections in the different hallways with some of their goods, clothing and shoes and different types of things. But now they just have opened up this grocery store section, much, much smaller than it was before it burned down. But still a very usable grocery section. And I think they've got 3 or 4 cashiers versus dozens of them probably before, although most of the cashiers were not being used at any given time unless it was holidays. But they have a pretty good selection of everything from produce to your milks, all your basic stuff. The one thing I was looking for was Philippine brand of raw honey that comes from Camiguin Island. And since the store burned down, I was having a hard time finding it here. I've been to many malls, many grocery stores, and I actually found it just the other day. I found a stock. One of the Gaisano stores, I believe, brought in a stock. Most of the honey you get here is from the USA, much of it oftentimes very expensive imported honey. And my understanding, if you're eating honey, you should eat honey from the area that you're in, because it's taken from the pollen, the flowers, the plants in your area. And if you have allergies and that type of thing, it can help you build up some degree of immunity because it's taken from your local area, from the pollen from your local area. I'm not an expert on that, but that's what I've read. I found it in Gaisano Country Mall, as a matter of fact. I just found my receipt for it, and they had a nice display of it in one of their center aisles between the rows of product. So apparently they had just gotten it in. And it comes from Camiguin, an island just north of Mindanao. My understanding is that these people have enough flowers and natural plants and vegetation around there for the bees to feed off of, so they don't have to feed them sugar water. And my understanding is that many bee farms have to feed their bees some type of sugar water, some type of food to get them to produce the amount of honey that they want. And then also a lot of people, a lot of companies cook that honey down. So many people believe that once you cook it down, filter it, that you lose a lot of the nutritional value, and that's my belief. Anyway, this is a look at the new Metro grocery store, and yeah, reasonably well stocked. A lot of the things, one of the cereals that I'm used to getting, they did not have that in there. Kind of a granola type thing, but I found it at something very similar at S&R. And then we go out of that grocery store, go down to where the opening to the store used to be. This is the lower level of Ayala Center, and they have some additional produce, and they had set this up a couple of months ago. Some additional shelving down here. And I don't know what the timeline is for demolishing and building a new Metro department store. But anyway, thank you for coming along. Please like, share, and subscribe. Safe travels, and we'll see you next time.